Gamecom from Tiger.
Gamecom active.
The ultimate portable gaming system. It talks.
Let's rock.
Touchscreen technology, internet access, and organizer functions. All things for all people. Gamecom, the ultimate portable gaming system.
Hello and welcome to another Retro Crazy. Something a little bit different today. A handheld, the Game.com. So a little bit about this. It was launched in September '97 and the Game.com was the first handheld to feature not only a touch screen but internet connectivity as well. For gaming it featured a black and white screen with a higher resolution than the Gameboy of the time and dual cartridge ports. However, it also included a phone directory, a calculator and a calendar to appeal to the PDA user market, so it was designed to be a jack of all trades. The reality wasn't as rosy as it's painted. You needed the internet connectivity cartridge and a dial-up modem if you wanted to access the internet, and neither of these were available at launch. And as far as games were concerned, initially there were only a handful. By the time it was discontinued in 2000, only 300,000 of these had been produced and 21 games released. To say that this was a commercial failure, I think is being a little bit polite. However, I picked this one up off of Gumtree. It didn't cost me much. It's come boxed. The box has definitely seen better days. However, it does have in the box the lights out cartridge and manual, the Batman cartridge with manual, the Game.com manual and the Game.com itself. So let's pop this out and let's have a look. So on first look, it's got a reasonable sized screen. It's got a joypad on the left hand side, power, A, B, C, D buttons, menu, sound, pause, and there is the slot for the pen. Unfortunately this one doesn't have the pen. We have a power in and a COM port on the top. That's just tucked away in here. And this had the ability to connect to multiple different Game.coms if you wanted multiplayer gaming. On the left side we've got contrast and volume. On the bottom there should be an earphone port. On the other side you've got your two cartridge ports, simply marked cartridge 1 and cartridge 2. On the underside we have a reset button. We've got a battery backup here, which is a CR2032, and if we pop this open we should find it takes 4 AA's. So let me quickly fit some AA's. So with that done, we can power this on. And that's one of the things it touted, was it could do voice. Now we've got cartridge, phone book, calendar, calculator, high score and solitaire, and it is a touch screen, so away you go, you can touch it, and now we've got solitaire. However, can you see the issue? I'm going to see if I can get back. Yep. Yes, enter. Oh, it's cleared itself at the moment. However, let me try the contrast. On the way. Sometimes it works better. Okay, it's cleared itself temporarily, which is typical. However, I'm hoping initially you saw there was a line across the center of the screen. So we're going to see if we can find out what's going on and sort that. If we switch this off, you were able to take a cartridge, and we'll drop this one into, no, it has to go that way, port 1. And we should now be able to go to cartridge. And it's already realised there's only the one cartridge, and now we have lights out running. So I'm going to pop that out. I'm going to strip this down. There's a number of screws on the back, and we're going to give it a good clean and see if we can find out what's causing the lines on screen. So there we are, that's us into the game.com. You take out all the screws, of which there appear to be 2 missing, which is a bit strange. And there are a number of points round the edge which lock everything in. So once you get to those, you just use a spudger and pop them up, and away they come. So we've got our pads and our buttons, which all look to be in not too bad condition, except for the fact I can't get a grip of that one. There we go. And I'll give these just a very light clean. All the respective points are nice and shiny. The screen definitely needs a clean. There is no protective glass. The screen is the protective glass. So we'll get that looked at. I can see some capacitors down here which probably, if I can get down to them, need to be replaced. My concern is I'm seeing a number of these very fine ribbons, and these are most likely the culprits for the screen corruption I've been seeing. So let me pop the batteries back in. Okay. So I'm going to use the plastic spudger. Turn the volume down, I think. And let's see, in fact, let's change the contrast so that if we see anything, it should appear. Oh, there. See the line appear? Another one there. So we've got a couple of these connection points that are not very happy, and that's what's causing our screen corruption. Now this, I think I can treat just as you would do with one of the, is it the Gameboy screens where they start losing pixels? I'm wondering if I can just heat this with a soldering iron and reflow the connections, because that's definitely there now. There was another set, but that's not coming back. So I'm going to clean this because it's absolutely disgusting, and that will allow me to see it a bit better, and then we can run a soldering iron across this and see what happens. So I'm ready to start. I've got the soldering iron down at 240. We're going to see what we can do initially. I don't know if I might need to increase the temperature of the soldering iron. We'll find out. Always a worry when a screen goes blank. and it's obviously got a power saving mode. Whew. Nothing at all. That's great. That is absolutely amazing. Oh, that's volume, isn't it? Not the contrast. So there we are. Nice. Superb. Okay. I'm now going to power off. We'll see how far down we can get without disrupting too many of these cables. I'm concerned that things like this digitizer for the touch might get disrupted, and is it worth it when everything else is running? It's a very, very good question, but let's see where we can get to. Okay, so I've got a number of screws out, and everything appears to be these ribbon connectors, and every time you move something it sounds fragile. This board has a ribbon connector soldered on here, and that doesn't want to move anywhere. The screen is held in by this bracket, but the bracket won't come up separately, and everything is just absolutely rock solid. Without knowing how this all comes out, I am really loath just to grab and pull, because guaranteed something will break. They're also using a number of odd brackets, so to get the screen mounted, the screw point's here, but underneath the bracket comes to the side, kicks across, and then it's screwed back here, which is very, very, very strange. I wonder if that bracket is all connected underneath. Let's find out. Nope, it's still absolutely rock solid. Okay, I am completely confused about how this comes out. I mean, I can see connectors underneath, and there's more connectors on this board going to the one below. By the looks of it, unless it's another ribbon cable, it could well be, because that's a control board. But it's also the power. Oh, great. Wow, okay. Yeah, this is an interesting design. Right, I'm not willing to put force on this to break it, to get it to come apart. That's not the aim. Everything else is running. I see no corrosion whatsoever on the caps, so I'm not going to try and force this apart. I'm going to put it back together, and then we're going to give everything a good clean, and we'll see if we can pop open the cartridges and make sure these are nice and clean as well. So let's pop this back together rather than breaking it. Now, interestingly, when I pulled out the Batman cartridge, I found the missing screws. So let's get these back in. And with that done, we can now look at the cartridges. And the back of each has a pair of Phillips screws. Ah, the infamous blob chip. Lovely. So the casings for the cartridges are in good condition, but I'm going to pop these out so I can clean the contact points. They weren't that dirty, so I'm just going to drop them back in. And with that done, I'm going to use a little bit of deoxit. I'm just going to spray it on the ports and then pop the carts in and out. Well, there we have it. We have a working game.com. Both games are running. It's all clean. Can power that off now. I need to see if I've got a 2032 just to pop in for the battery backup. However, you don't need to see me putting a 2032 battery in, surely. So that's it done. It's all done. It's all clean. It works. The screen's actually quite nice and bright. And yeah, see, if Gaming.com hadn't done all of their conversions in-house and allowed other companies who had expressed an interest to actually develop games, maybe it could have been a bit better. But yeah, it suffers from the normal issue you get with LCD screens of the time. The refresh rate isn't great, so fast moving games, yeah, not great. However, it's done, it's dusted, and it's ready for its new home. Yeah, this is one of mine. I did buy it, but it's going to a new home. There's another YouTube channel, Rose Tinted Spectrum. He's going to be doing a charity event on the 8th and 9th of April this year, 2023. He's doing 24 hours of Dizzy live stream. He's going to be joined in chat with rather larger names in YouTube and in the world in general, one of which is going to be the Oliver twins. And this is all being done for the Great Ormond Street Hospital. And I've said if I can get this running, I would donate this as one of the prizes. So if you wish a chance at winning this and a whole bunch of other different retro items, then head over to Rose Tinted Spectrum on the 8th and 9th of April 2023 to be in with a chance. Watch the live stream, donate, and all those that donated will be in with a chance to win some rather impressive retro kit. So I hope this was vaguely interesting. I'm sorry I couldn't actually strip out the board further, but there was no way it felt like it was coming out without some serious breakage happening. And this channel is not about breaking things, it's about keeping them going, keeping them as they were, you know, more a restoration. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching me playing Batman and Robin, and yeah, I'll see you on the next Retro Crazy.